Welcome back to our last day of understanding the seasons. So you should have already finished watching the Bill Nye the Science Guy video and also filling in both pages of this sheet. Can you please bring it out now, please, along with a green pen, because you are going to look at the answer key I have created and mark it yourself. Okay, so hopefully you have those things ready to go. Okay, and here is the answer key I have made. So you can just quickly look at this. 3 things you knew before. You could say whatever you think you knew. Something about like the seasons not being affected by the distance that it is away, that the Earth is away from the sun. Maybe something with the tilt, maybe the degree of the tilt, whatever. Okay, number 1 is seasons affect how all things grow and change throughout the year. The Earth is always tilted as it goes around the sun, 23.5 degrees. If it is summer on one side of the world, it is winter on the other. Oh no, that's not right. If it's day, no, that's right. Yeah. If it's summer on one side of the world, it's winter on the other. Okay, they kind of mean like half. Okay, and then of course opposite. If it's day on one side of the Earth, like vertically split, then it's night on the other side. The southern hemisphere is another name for the southern half of the Earth. I don't think they really said that, but you could probably just use your inference skills to be able to figure that out. The reason it is cold in the winter is because we get sunlight. That's pretty easy at an angle. I just wrote anything that's here in green is just like additional stuff, 23.5 degrees. You could write this in if you wanted to. A pendulum can be used to show either the spinning or the turning, same thing, of the Earth. Foucault's pendulum, that's what it's called, when he showed that marble and then like the marbles, and he spun the Earth underneath it. Okay, you don't really need to know that though. In the summer in Alaska, there are only a few hours of darkness per day. That's right, in the summer in Alaska, it is pretty much light all the time like we learned yesterday. A year is exactly 365 and a quarter days long, and I just wrote this in here, which is why we have leap year, because we need an extra day every 4 years to make up for the fact that it turns a quarter, a little bit more than a year. So we have to have that one extra day every 4 years to make up for it, or else our seasons would all be out of whack if we didn't have that extra leap year in there. Okay, the tilt of the Earth obviously causes the sun to appear in the sky at different spots each day. The solstice, I just wrote this in a little bit more. The solstices are the longest days of the year. So we have a summer solstice on June 21st, winter solstice on December 21st. Okay, yeah, except for I guess it would be... Oh, I guess technically the correct answer for this is just summer solstice, because that's the day that we have the longest day of the year. And then winter solstice is where we would have actually the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. So that's a little bit kind of weird, I guess, the way that question is worded. Anyway, I guess if you put summer solstice, then just cross off the S, and it would be the longest day of the year. Okay, the equinox is when the time of the day, is the time when the days are the same length around the world. Okay, so that's right. Autumn equinox or fall equinox is the 21st of September, and then the spring equinox is the 21st of March, which we just had the other day. So that would be where we have the most amount of balance of daylight and darkness. If you were directly on the equator, then it would be super close, like if not exactly 12 hours. And then a little bit away from the equator, you're not going to have exactly 12, but it's still going to be like the most even split that you would possibly have. Okay, Mars has seasons because its axis is tilted much like Earth. Technically, Earth should be capitalized there. As the seasons change, so do plants. Okay, that was kind of weird. In Chile, Christmas is during the summer. So anything in South America, it is... When it's winter for us, it is super hot in the summer for them. That's what was happening during our winter in Australia, right? It was super hot, and that's where they were having all those awful fires. Last thing, the days are longer or shorter because the Earth's axis is tilted 23.5 degrees. And then you can list anything that you happen to know in addition to that. Okay, right on. Now you can just kind of put that away. Well done. Okay, now we're going on to a little bit more today. Not really too much. It's going to be a short lesson. Okay, so just a bit more about the equinox and solstices, because this is related to a bit of your task for today, which is going to be on SeeSaw. It's kind of fun. Okay, so the equinox is 2 days in the year where there is 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime. Okay, so everything is about equal. And then we have solstice. Okay, so on summer solstice, this is where the pole is pointed most directly at the sun. So the North Pole is pointed directly at the sun, resulting in the longest day of the year. Here we are again in the northern hemisphere. Okay, Abu Dhabi would just be kind of like around here. And then on winter solstice, the pole is pointed the furthest away from the sun. Okay, so if so it'd be pointed in the opposite direction, resulting in the shortest days of the year. Okay, so the equinoxes, March 21st and September 21st. And then this approximately, it might be like around the 22nd. It depends upon if we're in a leap year or not. And then solstice is the longest day, June 21st, and the shortest day is December 21st. So now we're noticing still, since we're in this phase, the days are still going to be getting longer. And yeah, then when we get to June 21st, then even though it seems like it's super light all the time, then eventually the days are starting to get shorter by December 21st. That's why you notice when you wake up in the winter, it's a little bit darker and the sun maybe isn't quite as high above the horizon as when it is in the summer. Okay, this is a cool image showing. Zoom out, turn it, there we go. Okay, and this is showing that it would be summer in the southern hemisphere, winter in the northern hemisphere. 6 months later, boom, opposite, summer in the northern hemisphere, winter in the northern. Oh yeah, that's cool. Comets and planets also have seasons. Okay, cool. All right, next thing. This is neat also. I really wanted to show you this. Okay, watch this. So here's the North Pole. Look at this, winter solstice. What do you see? Never dark. Now look at the North Pole in the summer. What do you see? It is, okay, winter solstice again, never sunny. And then in the summer, look at this. The sun never sets. It's always light. Imagine being like living up there. You'd have to get blackout blinds in the summer, or else you wouldn't be able to sleep. Okay, so this is your homework or your task, which is due on Sunday. I've made this cool graphic for you. Took me a while to make. And I just want you to label it's pretty easy. So season in the northern hemisphere, label. And then this is for the equinoxes or the solstices. Okay, so here you say the 21st day of what month is then you would say either fall, spring, or like summer or winter equinox or solstice. Okay, so just say the season and then whether it's equinox or whether it is solstice. Okay, so that you will see is on SeeSaw here on my Minnie Mouse. Okay, again, you need to click and write exactly on the document. Okay, again, I have descriptions for you. Add response. We should be getting pretty good at this by now. I don't know why there's 2 pages. Just fill the first one in. Okay, so then you might need, if you want to use this, you can. Or if you want to use the pencil, you also can. It might be easier even to type because it might be kind of like small. Oh, yeah, okay, you can try. You might be able to do it. Okay, yeah, try your best. The sun, if you want to label it. Okay, good. That's it for today. Okay, then when you're done, submit. Minnie Mouse is not going to do well on this assignment. Okay, great job. And that's it for today. Have a great weekend. You'll have your agenda post at 2 o'clock. Other than that, you guys are good. Well done on week 1 of e-learning.